Hey, what's up guys, Darkbreaker here and welcome to my Renekton guide. Yeah, Renekton just got freshly released in Wildrift and I'm going to show you what's the best or optimal item build for Renekton, and we are gonna differentiate, of course. There are gonna be a lot of situational items you want to adapt for Renekton. Then we will discuss the rune set for him, or what's probably going to be the best, and then afterwards I'm going to show you the abilities and then also some advanced combos for the laning phase. So let's get going with the item build. First of all, for the core items, in my opinion, it's probably gonna be Black Cleaver. That's your mandatory armor penetration item on Renekton. It's gonna grant you HP, AD, and ability haste. 25 ability haste. That's really juicy for Renekton, considering he's a champion with a unique mechanic. He's gonna use rage. He doesn't have mana, so it's really nice that he doesn't need mana, and the more ability haste you have, the more you can use your abilities, of course. And getting more rage means that you can empower your abilities and do even more damage. So Black Cleaver, in my opinion, is really good, and it also gives you the armor shred for the entire team. You dash into those team fights, you activate your S1, and you're going to proc the armor penetration on every target for your entire team. So in my opinion, Black Cleaver is one of the core items on Renekton for almost every build. Obviously, you can go for a very aggressive build on Renekton, you can go for a super tanky build, but in my opinion, I'm going to go for a bruiser build, where you have a good balance between damage and tankiness. Black Cleaver, in my opinion, very good. Then the next core item that I think on almost every bruiser is gonna be Sterok's Gauge. Maybe you don't want to get it for the second spot, but in my opinion, it's very good for bruisers. From my experience, when you try to split push, it doesn't work out too well. You want to have your teammates usually out in those dragon team fights, and that's where Sterok's Gauge is really good. It gives you HP, makes you more tanky, you have more sustain. You also have the lifeline passive, where you're getting a shield, a bonus shield when you're low life, and also heavy-handed, the passive, plus 50% base attack. That's so incredibly good for Renekton. And then for the boots, probably Mercury into... what could you go for? You could go for teleport if you want to split push, but in my opinion, you probably don't use it too much. You could go for Stone Plate, which is gonna make you even more tanky. I think the name was Gargolite or not. They renamed it. They recommended Proto Belt. I guess that's an option. You could use Proto Belt into dash, or flash, Proto Belt, dash, and cover a lot of distance. Use your empowered S2. That's gonna be a good engage tool. You could just go for Glory. Just gonna use Ghost and then Glory. You have so much speed. And you just run down people. So that's gonna be really nice. Or you just go for Stasis. That's another option that you could go for. And to be honest, it really depends on the enemy team composition. If you play against Zed, Rengar, you could go for Stasis, for example. And then obviously Guardian Angel, one of the best items for any bruiser. It gives you AD, it gives you armor, it gives you the resurrect passive, so that's gonna be really nice. And then another core item, in my opinion, I mean, it's situational, you don't necessarily have to go for Death Dance, but I think Death Dance is a great item for Renekton. Gives you HP, AD, ability haste, every stat you need on Renekton. So the main stats you obviously want to go for is AD, HP, ability haste, and then some armor penetration. So Death Dance is, in my opinion, really good. You get some lifesteal, and it also makes you tanky, more tanky thanks to the cauterize passive. It's gonna reduce the amount of damage you taken at one moment. since it's just gonna be bleeding effect. So 30% of the damage is gonna be over time, so you don't take damage immediately, completely. And then let's talk about situational items. So we talked about HP items, armor penetration items. Let's focus on replacements or maybe better options for Black Cleaver. You could, for example, go for Yumu's Ghostblade. I think that's a viable choice, a more aggressive choice. If you want to play more aggressive, you could go for Yumu's, or you could even go for Yumu's into Black Cleaver. So you have a lot of armor penetration. Very aggressive option. And obviously you have Mortal Reminder in the late game if the enemies have stacked a lot of armor and you feel like you lack the amount of damage, they have way too much armor, you can just go for Mortal Reminder since it gives you 30% armor penetration. So those two are, I guess Yumu's is a more early game offensive option for Renekton, and Mortal Reminder a great replacement for Black Cleaver, or maybe you just don't go for Death Dance and you get Mortal Reminder instead, so you will still have a lot of damage in the late game. And late game is pretty much the issue for Renekton. He's very strong in the early game, still very good in the mid game, but in the late game he's gonna fall off since he's all about the base stats and strong skirmishes in the early game, in my opinion. So that's gonna be it for the armor penetration items. But there are other items for an aggressive item build path on Renekton. Next situational option, it's gonna be Blade of the Rune King. Why and when? You can go for it, for example, hey, they have a lot of tanks and you want to deal additional percentage HP damage. It's gonna be great against Malphite, for example, who stacks a lot of armor, because you will do magical damage. No, wait. No, never mind, it's physical damage. I take it back. Wait, I thought it was magical. I learned something new. Yeah, it's the drain part, which is gonna be magical damage, not the rune strikes. But something you should realize is, for example, the empowered second ability counts as 3 stacks immediately. So that's gonna be 18% enemy current health done with one ability. So Blade of the Rune King could be a good option, to be honest. Yeah, I've been discussing with Random and he told me you could, for example, go Black Cleaver into Blade of the Rune King. A very aggressive build in my opinion. Not a big fan, to be honest. I think Sterox Gauge is gonna be the more consistent option. And oh, Trinity Force, that's the question. I don't think it's bad, to be honest. Do you need the 40% attack speed? Not necessary, but Trinity Force might be... You could go for maybe Yumu's into Trinity Force. It might be a little bit squishy, but Trinity Force could be an option on Renekton, to be honest. But I feel like Black Cleaver is the better option because you are more a bruiser than a duelist or split pusher, in my opinion. You want to be a really heavy tank in those team fights. That's my opinion. So Trinity Force is an option, but I wouldn't necessarily go for it, in my opinion. You could go for more of Mortius if you're facing, let's say you're facing Akali, Gragas, heavy AP damage in the top lane. You could go for more of Mortius. That's obviously a good situational item. And then for the tank items, let's talk about the other options. Yeah, Sunfire Aegis. I think that item is not bad. You could actually go for Sunfire instead of Sterox Gauge, and it will make you incredibly tanky. Or you just go Black Cleaver, Sunfire, Sterox Gauge, Guardian Angel, and then last item, any other tank item, or what's the name? Mortal Reminder. And then obviously, instead of Force of Nature, you could just go for Spirit Visage. Both are great options. Spirit Visage also gives you increased healing on your first ability, which is going to be really nice. Or you just go, and it gives you ability haste. So actually, it depends what you want more. Do you want to keep chasing people and have more movement speed? You go for Force of Nature. Or do you want more utility, more healing? Then go for Spirit Visage for magic resistance item. So you want to go for it when they have an AP jungle and a lot of magical damage in general. You could even go for 2 magic resistance items in this case. And other great armor options are Ronduin's Omen when they have a lot of attack speed and crit damage. Thornmail, if you want to apply anti-heal on Fiora, for example, go for Thornmail. Great option. You could even go for Deadman's Plate for more movement speed. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the item build. I think I talked pretty long about the item build already. And let's move on to the rune set. For the key rune, you have 2 options. I think it's gonna be Conqueror. Actually, you could go for 3 options. Or 4 options, to be honest. Yeah, I think the best option is definitely Conqueror. Gain stacks of Adaptive Force when hitting a champion with separate attacks or abilities, and you get a lot of AD using Conqueror. I think that's definitely the best. You could also go for Electrocute. I think that's a cheesy option if you want to First Blood your opponent. At level 3, you might as well go for Electrocute. Very aggressive engage with Ignite. I think Electrocute could work out if you want to Snowball. Obviously, you can go for Grasp. Actually, that's not too bad, but I think Conqueror is in general better. Or you want more healing, then go for Fleet Footwork. I guess if you're facing a Kali, Gragas, Fiora, stuff like that, you might as well go for Fleet or Grasp. I think those are 2 viable options in a lane where you're getting bullied, for example. But in almost every situation, I guess Conqueror is the best option. Now for the first row, honestly, you could go for anything. Brutal, early game, you want to scale, Gathering Storm. Get some lifesteal, I guess that's not too bad, to be honest. I'm gonna use Triumph, so you can win 1 versus 2 situations more easily. When they're low and you kill someone, you're getting some healing. And you're also gonna do more damage when they're low life. Honestly, every single one works. If you stun them, they take more damage. Actually, you don't need that one. You could go, if you're Chad, you go for, you guys already know, for the champion rune. 10% more damage. Boys! But I think Triumph is the most consistent and best option for him. Or just for the early game, you go Brutal. And then second row, honestly, if you want some more healing, go for Regeneration. Better early game, go for Backbone. Better scaling, Conditioning. If you want to Snowball and you want to get a lot of HP and Tenacity, go for Hunter's Titan. And this one is also a great option. You get more HP in the early game and you get some slow resistance. Honestly, I guess this is the one you most likely go for. Or this one. I think both are fine. I guess if you don't want to get kited in teamfights, this one's gonna be better. And then for the bottom row, I'm going for Sweet Tooth. I pretty much use it for every bruiser. Extra healing and extra gold, that's pretty dope. And for the spells, you usually want to go, I guess, Ghost and Flash. You could also go for Ignite and Flash, more aggressive. But I think the most consistent one is going to be Ghost and Flash, so you can keep up in those teamfights and don't get kited. Okay, anyways. Oops. Wait. Training, practice. Let's hop right into a practice match and I'm going to show you some combos and let's talk about his abilities as well. Like I said, he has a rage bar system that's gonna be really cool compared to champions that use mana. And he's also the first wildrift champion with a rage system. Renekton, let's go! Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this guide and you feel like, hey Darkbreaker, thank you for your informations, I appreciate it, leave a like, subscribe and activate notifications so you don't miss out on any future guides. And let's get boots and also protobelt so I can show you the combo later on. Actually, that's gonna be it.
Chaos will follow.
Minions have spawned.
Okay, activate dummy, and now let's talk about abilities. Okay, the passive casting abilities with 50 fury or more consumes that fury for enhanced effects. So, okay, let's stack it up quicker. Boom, boom. For every auto attack, you're gonna get 5 fury, and also when you're using your abilities onto champions or minions, you are gonna get fury as well. And right here you can see we have the red bar. At full, you can use 2 empowered attacks. At half, you can use 1 empowered attack or 1 empowered ability. And yeah, fury gains are increased by 50% when under 50% health. Also, out of combat, 4 fury dissipates every second. So, out of combat is after 12 seconds. For the first ability, deal physical damage to nearby enemies, generates 5 fury and heals 6 per enemy hit. So this one is going to be really great to get fury from minions and champions. And basically, when it's empowered, you're just gonna get increased healing. And for the skill order, I'm just gonna say really quickly, S1, S3, S2 in the early game, and then what you're gonna max is gonna first is gonna be the ultimate, of course, then the first ability, third ability, and then second ability. So let's show it to you. It does AoE damage. Let's get that fury going, and now use our empowered S1, which is just gonna increase the damage output and also gives you more healing. So for the second ability, it's gonna be Ruthless Predator. Empowers the next attack to strike twice, stunning for 0.75 seconds. As you guys can see here, it's actually 3 because it was empowered. So the difference is just when it's empowered, it's gonna strike for 3 times and also stun longer. So in combination with Blade of the Rune King, like I said in the beginning, you will immediately proc a lot of damage if you're using this one. Also, when you're jumping onto ADCs, you always want to use the empowered S2, to be honest, to stun them longer and do a lot of damage. Okay, let's see. It's gonna be 3 attacks, just like this. It's just gonna be 2 and stun them shorter. And now for the third ability, it's gonna be Slice and Dice. This one is a great tool for kiting, engaging, and escaping people. Okay, Slice and Dice. Dash in a direction, dealing physical damage and generating 5 fury for each enemy passed, and hitting an enemy will grant you a second dash to cast within 4 seconds. And when it's empowered, it's just gonna do extra damage and shred the armor by 30%. So in combination with Black Cleaver, this one is gonna be really juicy, to be honest. Let's show it to you. You can dash again, or you can dash over walls as well. That's gonna be pretty nice. You can dash like this. And now let's talk about the ultimate, which is gonna be Dominus. Gain 20 fury and 250 health for 15 seconds. Every second after casting, gain 5 fury and deal 40 magic damage to nearby enemies. So this one is basically Sunfire Kate or Sunfire Aegis. And if you have both, you're gonna do a lot of AoE damage. So that's why I said Aegis, Sunfire Aegis is also a good option. Use your ultimate, get more HP, and do AoE magical damage. And you see, I'm getting fury while I'm out of combat, just because I used the ultimate. Oh yeah, for you guys who don't know, the wildrift dev decided to make a Nemesis event like Rengar against Kha'Zix for Renekton and Nasus. Nasus is the brother of Renekton, and if you kill Nasus after level 13, your ultimate will give you the entire time rage, your full rage the entire time. So you can spam your abilities non-stop. Okay, anyways, let's talk about the juicy stuff. Advanced combos or laning phase combos. So, let's say we are level 2. Let's get some rage going. First of all, let's say you already did a lot of hits onto minions or onto the champion. What you can do is you dash onto him, auto attack on him, S1 and then dash out. This is gonna be a combo that you can also use for an all-in at level 2 if you have Ignite. Best case of course is if you have full rage bar, you can use both the S2 and the ultimate empowered. But probably not gonna be. You can use S2, auto attack, S1, ignite, and then try to keep following him and keep auto attacking. And that's basically the all-in for level 2. And your all-in combo for level 3 when you have all abilities is just gonna be S3, auto attack, S2, S1, and then S3 again. That's gonna be it. And obviously you can mix your ignite in if you have it. And you can also use a really good harassing combo. Let's get to 40%. That's gonna be the best case. When you're almost full, you almost have your rage bar. You're gonna dash, get. You see, I've the rage bar now. Auto attack, S1, and then dash out again. That's a great combo to harass people. So you want to be close to have your enhanced combo or your enhanced ability. You dash, so you have the rage bar now. You auto attack, you use your S1, and then you just dash out again, and that's a great harassing tool that you can use on Renekton. And obviously you can do stuff like let's say stuff like this. You use your proto build to cover more distance with your third ability, or you just use flash like this. It's also a great option. And obviously for the full combo you just press ultimate at the beginning. This is how you usually want to engage, or you probably just use your ultimate right now. You activate your goes, you dash on them, use your second ability, auto attack, S1 again, and dash out. Or obviously you can even use stuff like that. Or you see, I have my enrage S2 now. I can also just flash S2. And basically you can just use this, dash in, use your combo, dash out again. That's basically how you want to kite or be really aggressive in the laning phase as Renekton. I mean, overall I would say Renekton is a pretty easy to play champion. His kit is very simple to understand. It just all comes down to correct rage management, basically. If you master the rage management, getting the rage always up, or keep your rage always up by auto-attacking your minions, harassing the opponent, so you keep your stacks up. You never want to go out of combat, to be honest. After 12 seconds, your rage bar will decay, and you never want that. You want to be close. Obviously, you want to be close to having your first empowered ability, or you want to have the full rage bar. Then you can use 2 empowered abilities. Just gonna wait, can I lock target and then just press S2 flash? Wait. No, it's just like this, I guess. No, you can't. No, never mind, you can't. Wait, let me try something out, if it works. 0 CD. Okay. Okay, never mind, doesn't work. I thought you could maybe cover more distance. I guess you just have to flash and then dash and slice. But yeah, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna upload a Challenger Renekton gameplay very soon, so definitely stay tuned. This is gonna be it for the guide. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like. And maybe write down some feedback if I've missed something. Obviously, I used to play Renekton a lot on PC, but it's been a lot of years. It's been a long time. But yeah, I think there is not too much to explain about Renekton. His kit is very simple. Overall, it just comes down to playing his early game correctly, playing aggressive, trying to get solo kills, and then join team fights, dragon team fights. You want to shuffle in your wave and then come for that dragon, help your teammates out. That's overall very important. Renekton is just a good team fighter, very strong in the early game, mid game still very good, and late game he's gonna fall off. So you want to snowball your teammates, help them out. And he's basically a great frontliner, does good damage, is tanky. He's the perfect bruiser, and I think in competitive he will be viable. For solo queue, I'm not sure. Maybe S tier, maybe just a solid A tier. I have to try it out. Yeah, that's gonna be it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I see you next time. Bye bye.